Hello and welcome to Dr. Said the English World. This is actually going to be video number 4 in our grammar series in which we talk about tenses. أهلا بكم للقناة. ده إن شاء الله هيكون الفيديو رقم 4 اللي احنا بنتكلم فيه عن سلسلة القواعد. حاليا بنتكلم عن الأزمنة. Actually, we're talking about the past simple. Video number 3, we talked about the past simple. And again, in this video, we're talking about the past simple. But we're talking here about the unreal past. طبعا في الفيديو رقم 3 كنا بنتكلم عن الماضي البسيط ولا زلنا في الفيديو ده هنتكلم عن الماضي البسيط ولكن هنتكلم عن الماضي الافتراضي. We're going to show when we use the unreal past. هنشوف امتى بنستخدم الماضي الافتراضي. And we're going to refer to the expression used with the unreal past. هنشوف التعبيرات اللي بتستخدم مع الزمن. And we're going to end up with an exercise. Okay, the unreal past. The unreal past is unreal. Why? Actually, because the verb form, the structure is past, but it doesn't, for example, it doesn't refer to an action or an event which started and ended in the past, finished. No, it doesn't. Okay. الماضي طبعا اللي هو اللي بيسموه الماضي الافتراضي، بعض الناس بيسموه الماضي الافتراضي او الماضي الغير الواقعي. هو فعلا ماضي ولكن ليه غير واقعي؟ لانه هو الفعل اللي هو بيكون في التصريف الثاني طبعا بيعبر عن الماضي، ولكنه الحدث the action or the event is in in the present or future. الحدث بيكون في الحاضر او في المستقبل. So the past tense could be used to refer to unreal situations in the present or the future. يعني ممكن طبعا هنا نقول ان الماضي الزمن الماضي ممكن يعبر عن احداث او مواقف تعتبر زي مثلا like for example the wishes or hypothetical and imagined situations. يعني مثلا الأماني، المواقف الافتراضية أو اللي فيها نوع من الخيال. Okay, it's used with it's time, it's high time, and it's about time. طبعا من ضمن الphrases اللي احنا بنستخدمها مع real past. It's time, it's high time, it's about time. Let's have a look at some examples. Look here. She is staying up late. It's time she went to bed. Look at these two sentences. أنا بقول هنا هي سهرانة. Okay. It's time she went to bed. حان الوقت إنها تذهب إلى الفراش. And if you look at the verb is went. We don't say it's time she goes. No. This is not right. ما بقولش she goes. Although the situation is in the present. طبعا الموقف في الوقت الحالي بس ونحن we don't say she goes to bed. It's wrong. This is not right. We say she went to bed. Okay. لكن نحن بنستخدم التصريف الثاني من الفعل. بنستخدم went مش go أو goes. Let's have a look at another example. They're not paying you well. It's high time you got another job. طبعا هنا شوف يعني ما بيدفعلكش كويس، ما بيدفعلكش راتب كويس. It's high time you got another job. يعني حان الوقت انك انت تحصل على وظيفة أخرى. And we use the past again. Got is the past form of the verb get. طبعا got هنا الماضي من الفعل get. So we don't say get. Okay. We say got. Okay. Let's have a look at it's time. When used with to, of course it's going to be followed by the infinitive. هنشوف بقى it's time لما يجي بعدها to. طبعا بعد طالما فيها to هنستخدم المصدر. And again it indicates that the time has arrived to do something. طبعا في الحالة دي برضو بتشير ان حان الوقت لعمل شيء لشيء ما. Let's have a look at an example. Okay, an example which contains it's a time plus the infinitive. It's time to start your presentation. Look here. It's time to, and here we have what? We have the infinitive. طبعا بعد it's time to عندنا هنا ايه؟ عندنا اللي هو المصدر اللي هو the base form of the verb اللي هو التصريف الأول من الفعل. Why? Because after it's time here we don't have a subject. لأن احنا هنا بعد it's time ما عندناش فاعل. Look here for example. Look here. It's time you get. So you is a subject. Okay? It's time she went. She is a subject. Here we have it's time to. We don't have a subject here. That's why we use a start or the infinitive after to, and automatically it's a rule in English grammar that we use the infinitive after to. طبعا هنا بعد it's time ما عندناش هنا فاعل. عندنا to طبعا شيء تلقائي اوتوماتيكي يعني كذا ان بعد to احنا بنحط اللي هو المصدر بدون اي اضافه. Okay, so here no subject is stated. We don't have a subject here. Okay, ما عندناش فاعل. Okay, so let's have a look at the same sentence when we add a subject. For example, it's time you. We have a subject here, so we're going to say it's time you started your presentation. Because we have the you here, we're going to use the past simple, the past form of the verb start, so it's going to be started. لأن هنا عندنا بعد you في فاعل يبقى في الحالة دي هنستخدم اللي هو التصريف الثاني من الفعل. Why? Because a subject is stated. لأن هنا عندنا فاعل. Let's have a look at more examples of the unreal past. We use the unreal past with would rather or apostrophe D rather. Would prefer or apostrophe D prefer, and would sooner or apostrophe D sooner. طبعا برضو احنا بنستخدم اللي هو الانريال باست او الماضي الغير حقيقي او الماضي الافتراضي زي ما الناس بتسميه مع would rather او apostrophe D rather ومع would prefer او apostrophe D prefer and or would sooner او apostrophe D sooner. Okay, so let's have a look at an example. I would like you to have a look at this sentence. You always come late. I'd rather you came early. If you look here at came is past simple. Okay, it's past. Although if you look at the meaning of the sentence, it's not past. لو بصينا على الجملة اللي قدامنا you always come late. دائما أنت بتيجي متأخر. I'd rather you came early. يعني أفضل لو جيت بدري. Okay, although the situation is present, but the past simple is used here. طبعا الموقف لو هترجمه الموقف بيحصل في الوقت الحاضر وبالرغم من ذلك استخدمنا came is the past of the verb come is form 1 or the infinitive. طبعا come هنا هي المصدر التصريف الأول. Came is the second form or the past form. came هي التصريف الثاني أو الشكل الثاني للفعل اللي احنا بنستخدمه في الماضي البسيط. Okay, why I'm using came, and by the way the situation is similar in Arabic. يعني في العربي مثلا الموقف مشابه. أقول مثلا أنت دايما بتيجي متأخر يعني يا ريت لو جيت بدري. Gate is past. That's exactly came. So in this case with I'd rather, okay, we don't use come. I mean, if you say, I'd rather you come early, this is not right. ما تقولش you come early. So we have got to say, I'd rather you came early. Okay? Okay, let's have a look at some other examples. Here, for example, I prefer you stayed there. If you look at stayed is a regular verb, and stayed is the past form. We have ed here, okay? So I prefer you stayed there. Let's have a look at another example. I'd sooner you left earlier. If you look at left is the past of the verb leave. So leave is the infinitive form 1, left is the past form 2. طبعا هنا left التصريف الثاني من leave اللي هو التصريف الأول. Okay, what if you have a sentence in which the subject is only the same, or it's only one subject? I mean, it is the same. If the subject is the same in a sentence, and you are using would rather or apostrophe d rather, you use the infinitive after would rather or apostrophe d rather. اوكي، خلينا نشوف الحالة دي. لو عندي جملة فيها الفاعل هو نفس الفاعل، يعني ما في فاعل واحد مش فاعلين. في الحالة دي لو أنا بستخدم would rather هستخدم بعدها اللي هو the infinitive without to اللي هو المصدر. مش هستخدم بقى I'm not going to use the past form of the verb or the past simple. مش هستخدم هنا الماضي البسيط، هستخدم المصدر. اوكي، بدون to. Let's have a look at an example. خلينا كده نشوف مثال. Look here. I'd rather pay in US dollar because I have got some. هنا طبعا عندي would rather and pay. If you look at pay here, this is the infinitive. ده طبعا ده التصريف الأول because the past is paid. لأن الماضي منها إيه؟ paid. Okay. So I'm using after would rather, I'm using the infinitive without to. Why? Because if you look at the sentence, I have here this is the subject, I'd rather pay in US dollar because I have got some. Some means some US dollars. لأن هنا نفس الفاعل. هنا I'd rather pay in US dollar because I have got some. So the subject is the same. Okay, what if the subject changes? I mean, what if I have two different subjects? In this case, I'm going to use the past simple. طيب لو أنا غيرت بقى الفاعل، لو عندي فاعلين مختلفين، في الحالة دي هستخدم الماضي البسيط. Let's have a look at this example. This is actually the same sentence with very slight change. دي طبعا الجملة B هي نفس A بس عندي تغيير بسيط. Look at the sentence. I'd rather you paid. Okay, here I have paid because I have here. This is the first subject, I'd rather, and this is the second subject, you. It's another subject. Okay, so the subject changes, and that's why I use the past simple. I use the paid, not pay. Okay, let's talk about other time expressions like wish and if only, and let's have some examples. I wish I knew his I wish I knew his address. I want to visit him. If you look here at the verb knew is the past form of the verb know. Okay, هنا طبعا الفعل knew هو طبعا التصريف الثاني من الفعل know هنا في التصريف الأول. Okay, so let's have a look at another example. It is very cold in Port Said. If only I went to Luxor. If you look at I went, here went is the past form of the verb go, of course. Okay, هنا طبعا في الجملة دي أنا الجو في بورسعيد برد دلوقتي. If only I went to Luxor، يعني لو الواحد بس راح الأقصر. فهنا طبعا هو this is a present situation again, but we're using the past tense, the real past, to express a present situation. طبعا هنا الموقف بيحصل في الحاضر، لكن احنا استخدمنا went للتعبير عن هذا الموقف. Okay. Now you can use were okay. Instead of was ممكن تستخدم were بدل was for the subjects I, he, she and it للأفعال أو الضمائر اللي هي ضمائر الأفعال he و she و it after which and if only بعد which و if only. طبعا عادة احنا we usually use was, okay. So after I, he, she and it are talking about verb between the past, we use was, okay. طبعا الماضي من verb to be مع الضمائر I و he و she it هو أصلا was, and with you, we and they we use were, okay. والضمائر you, we, they بنستخدم معها were في الماضي البسيط verb to be, okay. لكن with wish and if only we're going to use were with all pronouns, even I, he, she and it. في حالة wish و if only هنستخدم were but instead of was بدل من was مع with all pronouns بما فيها I و he و she و it. So let's have a look at some examples. I wish he were a wiser person. So here we use were with the subject pronoun here. طبعا هنا استخدمنا were instead of was مع ضمير he لأنه عادة بياخد was. Okay. Okay. Now let's have a look at other expressions or situations in which we use the unreal past, unreal conditions or the second conditional. هنشوف احنا بقى مواقف أخرى بنستخدم فيها الماضي الافتراضي زي اللي هو the second condition حالة if الثانية. As you know, we have 4 if conditionals, and we're going to talk about them later. I mentioned some of them, like the first conditional and the zero conditional before, okay? And inshallah, I'm going to talk about all 4 conditionals in one video. But now we use the second conditional to express the unreal past. طبعا احنا اتكلمنا قبل كده على الحالات اف الاولى واللي هو zero conditional، تمام. السكند conditional اللي هي الحاله الثانيه من حالات اف تستخدم للتعبير عن الماضي اللي هو الافتراضي. انا اتكلمنا قبل كده عن زي ما قلت الحاله الاولى والحاله الثانيه والحاله اللي هي zero وفيرست conditional، وان شاء الله في فيديو من الفيديوهات هنتكلم عن الاربع حالات، okay, the 4 conditionals. Let's have a look at some examples. خلينا كده نشوف بعض الأمثلة. If I were you, I would marry her. If you look here, we use were with I, okay? Because this is unreal past. طبعا هنا استخدمنا we're supposed to use was, but we used were. طبعا المفروض ان احنا نستخدم was، لكن احنا استخدمنا were, okay? And this is actually the if clause. دي طبعا جملة if I were you I would marry her. This is the main clause, and in the second conditional it consists of would and the infinitive. طبعا دي اللي هي الجملة الرئيسية اللي بنسميها المين clause، بنستخدم فيها would زائد اللي هو التصريف الأول. Okay, so let's have a look at another example. If he had free time he would learn Chinese. Again, so we have here had. Had is the past form of the verb have. طبعا هنا had التصريف الثاني من have. It's a lexical verb, okay? So if he had free time, this is the if clause, he would learn Chinese. And here we have the main clause would and learn, okay? Would and the infinitive. لو كان عنده وقت فراغ كان يتعلم اللغة الصينية. Okay. Let's have a look at some other expressions like supposing, or suppose, or imagine, or what if. Again, we use the real past with these expressions. طبعا احنا برضو بنستخدم اللي هو الماضي الافتراضي مع هذه التعبيرات. Let's have a look at some examples. Suppose your father refused to let you go. If you look here at refused, refuse is the past form of the verb refuse. طبعا refuse دي هنا التصريف الثاني من الفعل refuse. Okay. And by the way, again, let's have a look at the translation. افرض والدك رفض انك يدعك تذهب، انه يخليك تمشي يعني او تروح. Okay. فهنا this is past although the situation is present. Okay. رغم ان الموقف في الحاضر ولا اننا استخدمنا الماضي. Let's have a look at another example. What if our team won the match? Okay, and here we have won. Won is the past form of the verb win. هنا عندنا won. الفعل won هو التصريف الثاني من الفعل win. هنا ماذا لو كسب فريقنا المباراة. Okay, let's answer this exercise. Choose the best answer from A, B, C, or D. Okay. Number 1. I'd prefer you the other car. I'd prefer you are buying, have bought, bought. And of course the answer is D, bought. Number 2. Suppose I know, what will you do? Suppose I said, say, am saying, have said. And of course the answer is suppose I said. Number 3. If I were you, that house, I will buy, would buy, or am buying. And of course the answer, if I were you, I would buy that house. Number 4. If I, a doctor, I would cure people for free. If I was, am, were, will be. So the answer, if I were. Number 5. It's time you to bed. You look tired. It's time you go, are going, went, have gone. And the answer is time you went. Number 6. It's time to bed now. Is going, go, went, have gone. And the answer is to go. We have it's time here, and we have to, so we have got to choose to go. طبعا هنا عندنا it's time ولكن بعدها هنا to، فما اقدرش اقول went. بعد to هاخد اللي هو التصريف الاول اللي هو go. Number 7. I'd rather you right now because they are waiting for you. I'd rather you left, leave, were leaving, are leaving, and the answer is left. I'd rather left, leaves, leave, I'm leaving now because I'm in a hurry. And the answer is I'd rather leave. Why? طب ليه هنا في 7 أخدت left وفي 8 أخدت leave؟ أقول لك لأن هنا I'd rather عندي فاعلين مختلفين. هنا I'd rather I و you فاعلين مختلفين، عشان كده استخدمت left. لكن لو الفاعل واحد هنا زي I'd rather leave now because I. so هنا الفاعل هنا I نفس الفاعل، ففي الحالة دي بستخدم المضارع البسيط، ما بستخدمش الماضي البسيط. and we have just explained this. احنا طبعا شرحنا النقطة دي. I wish he what I really want. I wish he knew, knows, has known. And of course the answer is I wish he knew. Number 10 and the last point. Suppose he now to meet you. Suppose he comes, came is coming. And of course the answer is suppose he came. This is actually the end of video number 4, in which we explained the unreal past. Inshallah, in the next video, which is video number 5, we're going to talk about the future simple. Until I see you again, inshallah, I wish you the best. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.